Adam Harris for utility bills, child and dog care, and damage to their home caused by Adam's dog.
Order. All rise. It's case number 405 on the calendar in the matter of Burzak versus Harris.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Ms. Burzak, you have 3 children, is that correct?
I have 4, actually, but only 3 live with me.
And Mr. Harris was your boyfriend for between a year and 2 years. There was a period of time you, your 3 children, and the defendant and his 1 child and dog all moved in together in a house that was being rented from your mother.
Correct.
And the rent on that house was $1,400 a month.
Yes.
When did you move into that house?
In December of 2013.
And when did you move out, sir?
I moved out second to last week in October of 2014.
So you lived in the house for some time?
Yes, ma'am.
And during that time, who paid the rent?
I did.
Is that correct?
For the most part.
Well, for the most part, he paid the rent. What did you pay for?
We didn't really have a set agreement.
Oh, what did you pay for?
I paid for my personal bills, my car insurance, cell phone.
So he supported you?
Yeah, well, the agreement was because I was going to school for a dual degree.
I don't care. This man, who's not the father of your children,
Correct.
was supporting you.
Correct. But we were engaged, and it was an agreement.
So what? He was supporting you.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now, it didn't work out, and he moved out.
Mm-hmm.
But it is your claim that before he actually moved out, totally, he sort of left his son, who was how old?
14, Your Honor.
14, in the house with his dog. You took care of the son and the dog. You want to be compensated for that.
Correct.
Not happening. You also say that he left with an electric bill.
Yes.
Pay it.
I did pay it.
Good.
But, Your Honor...
Listen to me. Pay it. Are you still in the house?
Yes.
Good. It's a house that belongs to your mother.
Correct.
That he paid the rent on for you and your 3 children and himself and his child for a considerable period of time. It's time for you to stand up on your own 2 feet. You have 4 children.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice that you're getting a dual degree. And I assume that the dual degree doesn't allow you to work?
No, actually, it's quite intensive. It's for a physician's assistant program.
That's not my question. I said, I assume your dual degree doesn't allow you to work.
No, it did not.
Well, that's nice for you. He's not taking over that responsibility. The only thing that I'm going to consider is you say that he damaged the premises.
His dog did.
His dog did?
Correct.
You mean just in the couple of weeks
Yes.
that you were watching the dog?
Yes, the dog had been destructive all along.
Oh, good. And you let the dog stay in the house?
Well, I was fearful that if I got rid of the dog, that he would do something to me.
Well, that's too bad. Your case is dismissed. Now, let's get to your counterclaim.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ridiculous.
My case is dismissed?
Dismissed!
Okay.
He's not paying you for watching his dog for a couple of weeks.
What about the carpet, though,
He's
that
not-
was destroyed?
Listen to me. You live together. If you say the dog was destructive when you were happy together, he's not going to pay
Well,
for the car. Listen to me. He's not giving you any more money.
I don't want
ju-
his money.
you-
I want him to fix what his dog
He's not
broke.
going to do that.
That's what security
Just a
is for.
second. He's
You
not
didn't pay any security.
Listen to me. He's not
Beg to differ.
going to do that. Do you pay your mother rent?
Of course I do.
From just a minute. From what?
Because I had to quit school in order to work full-time to
Just a
support
second.
myself and my children.
So now you're working.
Correct.
Great. Now, he's not paying for the destruction that his dog did to the carpeting in the house. He's not paying for your electric bill. He's not paying any more.
I
It's
had to pay the
over.
electric
now,
company because
let's
he
get
fixed the
back.
meter.
Let's get to your counterclaim, which you wouldn't have filed if she didn't file this ridiculous claim.
Precisely.
Precisely. So we're going to say goodbye to each other, right? Perfect. You don't like each other anymore?
No.
That's great. Don't live with each other anymore. The only question that I have to ask you, Miss Harris, is, did you call Child Protective Services on him?
No, he already had a pre-existing case.
No, that's
What I
not
did
my
was-
question.
what
My
I
question
did-
is, did you call Child Protective Services on him?
I called the caseworker when the electric had been turned off because he would not make arrangements for his son. I had made arrangements for my children to be placed with their father for the night until I could get everything straightened out. When he refused to take his son out of the house, I could not leave in good conscience a 14-year-old boy with no heat, hot water, or electricity in the dead of October in New York. So yes, I called the caseworker.
Okay. And did the caseworker contact you?
Yes, she did, Your Honor.
Where was your son at the time that the caseworker contacted you?
He was still at the house.
Okay. And what did you do?
I had made arrangements for either his aunt or his cousin to come pick him up and spend the time with him there.
You mean he goes someplace else?
Yes.
Your case is dismissed, too. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You can step out.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bowman versus Visor. Step forward.
Ron Bowman is suing his ex-wife, Tracy Beisel, for her share of their daughter's college tuition and the balance on an apartment lease.
Mr. Bowman, how long were you and the defendant married?
We were married about 11 years.
When were you divorced?
In 2007.
You have 1 child?
Yes.
And that's you?
Yeah.
How old are you?
19.
Okay. Now, this case involves an alleged agreement that you had with your former wife regarding your daughter's tuition in college. I assume that in the judgment of divorce, there was no mention or it was silent with regard to if anyone pays for college. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Correct?
Correct, until the revisement of child support.
What?
There was a revisement for child support regarding the first year.
Pay careful attention to my question. My question was, I assume in the judgment of divorce, there was no mention of whose responsibility it was, if anyone's, to pay college tuition. Correct? Right. But your daughter lived with you, and her father paid child support. How much, Mr. Bowman?
Around $95 a week.
What do you mean around?
I got a check here, but it's been a while since I paid, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
It was $315 a month. I have the paper.
$315 a month. Okay. And then there came a time when your daughter turned 18 and she was ready to go to college. And according to you,
She was only 17.
17.
Sorry.
You and your ex-wife made an agreement that she would cancel the child support order and you would pay for college tuition for the first year.
Correct.
And how much was the tuition for the first year?
It added up to almost $13,000.
Is that what you paid out of pocket?
Yes, almost $13,000.
Okay. And she did cancel the child support order?
Yes, ma'am.
So now you can tell me what you're suing her for.
I'm suing her for her first semester of her second year.
Oh, tell me what happened.
I paid for the college tuition and some rent and for a lease break when she decided not to go back to college.
You mean for her sophomore year?
For her sophomore year.
And
I paid for it all out of my pocket, and I didn't get any half out of my ex-wife.
Well, tell me about the agreement that you had with her.
Well, when we went to Defiance her freshman year for orientation, we walked around the college, and they took us to the financial aid area and showed us a piece of paper that showed how much she was going to get, scholarships and her loans, and then how much was going to be out of pocket. So then they fed us, and me and Tracy went out to smoke a cigarette and was looking at this paper, and I said, well, that looks like around $12,000. I said, I will pay that first year if you cancel the support agreement and pay for half of the rest of her college. And she said, that sounds like a pretty good deal. And I said, are you sure you can do that? She said, yeah. She says, I'll get a loan if I have to. And you know me, I always land on my feet.
Well, was she working at the time?
Yeah.
What kind of work did she do?
She was driving an ambulance, EMT.
And who does your former wife live with?
She was married at the time.
Was her husband working?
I assume so.
You have any other children?
I do.
How many?
I have one other son that's 26.
Oh, so you're not
Not in the
responsible.
household, no.
Why did your daughter drop out of school?
A lot of it had to do with her father. He complained about how much it cost, and it was his idea for her to leave Defiance and go back to Ball State. He wanted her closer to home and said Defiance was too expensive. So when she got to Ball State, she didn't like it. She wasn't interested, and she dropped out.
That's too bad. Did you agree with him that for the first semester of the second year that you would contribute half of the tuition?
I did not.
Do you have
I
anything
could
in
have afforded
writing that
that.
she agreed to pay half the tuition?
No, nothing in writing.
And she, in fact, did not pay for half the tuition.
In fact, she did not.
And you paid the entire tuition.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in what month did you pay the tuition?
The tuition, can I look, was paid 8/30 of 13.
And in what month did your daughter leave school?
That was in December of 13.
So she stayed in school for the first semester.
Correct, yes.
And that's the semester that you are suing her mother for half the tuition for.
Yes.
Well, in August, September, October, and November, did you sue her for half the tuition?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I could not get a hold of her to try to tell her that she would owe half, and
How did you get hold of her now?
now, for this,
Yeah.
I believe your people got a hold of her, and then she contacted me.
Well, I don't understand that.
She would never answer my phone calls.
Did you file a small claims complaint?
No.
You didn't file a claim.
Originally, just recently.
Well, then somebody wants to tell me how it is that this case came before me. You want to tell me how that happened?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
If I had paid a retainer to someone and I found out that they could not appear for me, you would agree that you would have to return their money.
Except for the fact, like I said, it's retroactively.
Doesn't matter. I mean, if you can't practice law, you can't practice law.
Bowman says his ex-wife, Tracy Beiser, owes for half their daughter's college tuition, as well as the cost to pay off an apartment lease.
Somebody wants to tell me how it is that this case came before me.
I was surprised to get this phone call as well, but he had been trying to get a hold of my address for around 3 months, I'd say. He would talk to Haley and say, tell your mom, I need her address for tax purposes. Well, I knew that was not true because we've been divorced for 7 years. And as far as I'm concerned, I didn't feel I needed to talk to him about anything. So I never called him. And then when your show called, I knew what was going on.
Well, Mr. Bowman, I'm not satisfied, sir, that you had a contract with your former wife to pay half the tuition. You have nothing to support that in writing. You did not, in fact, sue her in August, September, October, November, and December, and you did, in fact, pay the tuition all by yourself. I think that you're angry that she dropped out of school. Probably her mistake, but you didn't pay for any more tuition, did you?
No, there was no more tuition, but I assumed that her mom, if she wasn't
Don't
going to...
assume anything, sir.
Yeah,
When you
you're
assume
correct there.
things, when you assume things, you usually lose in court. What you have to have is proof.
I've got
And
the
I'm
proof
not
that
saying-
I've got the proof that she canceled the support order.
Yes, that was for the first year.
That was
Right.
for
Because
the
you were
courts.
actually, Mr. Bowman, paying a lot more for college than you did in child support.
Yes.
So that would have been a very wise thing for her to do, right?
Right, but then it evened out if she would pay half of the rest of her
Well,
college.
Mr. Bowman, let me ask you this question. In the first semester of your daughter's sophomore year, did you resume paying child support?
No. No, ma'am.
Why not?
She was in college. And
So
I was,
what?
And I was paying for college.
That's right. Now you got it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Vitalik Stout versus Jackson. Step forward.
Rebecca Vitale and her parents, Denise and Robert Stout Jr., are suing Rebecca's former attorney, Stephen Jackson, for the return of his retainer fee.
Your last name is Stout?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
Your daughter, Miss Vitale, was arrested
Yes.
for possession charge.
Correct.
And When she was in jail, you looked in the yellow pages, according to what I read, and came up with the defendant as an attorney.
She had previously had an appointment with him for the following Monday. She was incarcerated on a Friday, and she had an appointment with him on Monday, which I called to tell him she could not.
Was that on another matter?
Another charge.
That was another charge?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you find him?
In the yellow pages.
So you had not met him?
Correct.
And you went to see him, according to your papers. He agreed to represent her, and you gave him $2,500 to handle the possession charge. Now, this is about your request to have that retainer returned to you because he did not, in fact, represent her.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
And in addition, you claim that he's not licensed to practice law in the state where you live, which is Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you licensed to practice law in the state of Texas, sir?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your Honor, this is not relevant at all to our matter here. That's a completely different matter.
I'm talking about that, sir. It says you're not eligible to practice law in the state of Texas. Is that you or is that another person?
Probated suspension. That's not suspended.
Rebecca Vitale and her parents, Denise and Robert Stout Jr., claim Rebecca's former attorney, Stephen Jackson, owes for the return of his retainer fee.
Now, are you licensed to practice law in the state of Texas, sir?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Currently admitted to the bar?
Yes.
Ever been suspended?
I was actually administratively suspended in the 1st of September for non-payment of my dues, which was an oversight.
Just a second. So in September, you were suspended?
Yes.
For how long?
Just until the dues were paid.
Which was when?
In the middle of September.
And when was your case?
I was set to go to court September the 17th.
Yes.
What date?
September 17th.
Do you have proof, sir, on what date your suspension was lifted?
I don't have that with me, Your Honor, no. That's done administratively just through paying my dues.
Do you have proof as to whether Mr. Jackson was, in fact, permitted to practice law on September 17th?
I have all the paperwork right here, ma'am.
I'd like to take a look at it. On what date did you contact him?
September 15th.
So you would agree, Mr. Jackson, let us assume everything that you say is accurate. I will look and read this. That if you were not currently able to practice law in the state of Texas, during which time you agreed to go to court, you would have to return their retainer.
Well, Your Honor, there's one thing I need to point out to you. In the state of Texas, an administrative suspension, once it is rectified, is made retroactive to the day when...
If it's never rectified, sir, because you would have to presuppose that. So if I had paid a retainer to someone and I found out that they could not appear for me on that date, no matter what you did, maybe you'd never get the money together. Whatever the reason was, you would agree that you would have to return their money.
Yes, except for the fact, like I said, it's retroactively...
Doesn't matter.
Well,
I mean, if you can't practice law, you can't practice law. You're going like this. You're suspended.
The difference, Judge, is it's an administrative suspension because of dues. Once dues are paid, it's retroactively reinforced.
Just 1 second. I'd like you to take a look at this, Mr. Jackson. Explain that to me.
Your Honor, this is not relevant at all to our matter here. That's a completely different matter. What I'm talking about is an administrative suspension.
I'm talking about that, sir. It says you're not eligible to practice law in the state of Texas on this next piece of paper. The one that you're looking at is 2015. Is that you or is that another person?
That's not what it says, Your Honor. You're misreading that.
Well,
what it says is fully probated suspension. That's not suspended.
Would you tell me what that says in the yellow highlighted area? Tell me what that says in the yellow highlighted area.
This is what I was talking about the administrative suspension that I explained to you just a minute ago.
Okay, great. Let's put that aside for a moment. Now, during the critical time, the beginning of September, you were not licensed to practice law in the state of Texas. Did you, in fact, appear for her when her matter was resolved?
Did I appear in front of the court?
Yes.
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Did you file a notice of appearance before the court?
No, I did not on a criminal matter.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. So you did not file a notice of appearance?
That is correct.
And you say you went to the jail to see her once?
Yes.
Without a notice of appearance, as an attorney, how did you get in to see her?
It's not required, Your Honor.
Oh, that's interesting. So you never filed a notice of appearance with the court on her behalf?
That is correct.
So what did you do for her?
I went and interviewed her at the...
You went once to the jail to see her, and?
I went once to the jail to see her. I went and met with the district attorney discussing...
Are you telling me you went and met with the district attorney without having filed a notice of appearance?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Did you ever sign any documents that allowed him? You have to return her money, Mr. Jackson. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
It's an administrative suspension for dues.
Court-appointed attorney's assistant told my mother
They hadn't received my money, and just make sure that they got the money.
that Mr. Jackson was disbarred.
I went to and met her. I went and cut a deal with the district attorney.
And that's the first time I've heard him say that.
And then they decided they wanted a court-appointed attorney, which is their right.
That he did a deal. He's done nothing to my knowledge.
I think that way they didn't have to pay, and that was a better deal for them.
He completely left me hanging on the limb.
Oh, no, wish him the best. That's fine.
I'll definitely stay out of trouble.
For refusing to pay for her high school ring.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Now, this is case number 384 in the county in the matter of Thompson versus Thompson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please, ma'am.
Excuse me, are you her mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you step up here, please? This is your mom?
Yes.
That's your dad?
Yes.
And you are suing your father because you say that he owes you a class ring.
Yes.
So let me understand this. How long are your parents divorced?
I believe since I was 5.
And how old are you now?
18.
And for most of that time, you lived with your mother?
Yes.
But there came a time when you left your mother's house
Yes.
to go and live with your father. How old were you?
17.
Why did she leave?
We had an argument.
Not just one, I assume.
Oh, typical mother-daughter, clean your room, do what I ask you to do kind of arguments.
But they must have escalated into more than that for her to, I assume, call your father and say, can I come and live with you?
Yeah.
So?
It was that, and I checked into the school out there, and they had a production class that I was looking at. That looked real promising.
No. You had it with your mother, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I assume, Miss Mason, that you had at that point had it with your daughter?
Yes.
Now, were you in favor of her going to live with her father?
No, I thought that was a bad decision.
So you get this call, sir,
Yes.
from your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about the call.
She was very panicked. She was upset with things that was going on in the house there. She had stated that on numerous occasions she was told to stay home from school to take care of her youngest sister. She said that she was sick and tired of living in the house. She was sharing a room with her aunt. Her aunt had been there for a long period of time, and she had 2 children who were living in the same room as Jessica. Jessica was tired of that. Her aunt was getting up in the middle of the night, screaming at the children, cussing at them, and she was just tired of it. And she wanted a better way of life. She thought that she can get it in Memphis, which we promised that, you know, if you want to come out here, we will do the best we can for you.
Okay. Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, sir, that was your first mistake. Because I assume that the first thing you didn't do, don't have that look of incredulity on your face. Teenagers in this kind of situation always lie. Because they got 2 parents who live far away from each other and who don't communicate. So the first thing you should have done was pick up the phone and call your former wife.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
In hindsight, that was the right thing to do. Because when your daughter got to your house, everything was okay for a while, right?
Yes, it was.
But then after a while, it wasn't okay. Tell me why it wasn't okay.
Well, after quite a few months went by, things were very good. She got enrolled in school, she was making friends, she got involved in church programs and things of that nature, made friends through the church. Things are going great. Along about December, my father was very ill in the hospital. After about the 4th week of his hospitalization, my wife Rhonda and Jessica and I flew out to California here to be with my father in his final days. During that time, Jessica said that she did not wish to confront her mother, did not want to cross paths with her. And we said, you know, it's whatever you want to do, but, you know, we can't guarantee that that will not happen because my youngest daughter would more likely be at the hospital, be with her grandfather.
So you have 2 children?
Yes, I do.
With your former wife?
Right.
Are you in touch with your younger daughter?
Yes.
Do you see her?
It's been a while since I have seen her.
How old is she?
She is 14 years old.
Okay. So you came out to California to be with your dad, and they crossed paths.
Right. Actually, what happened, Jessica had the urge to see her youngest half-sister, and we set up a meeting 2 days after my dad passed away, and they met in Northridge Mall. It was going to be for a period of 3 hours. You know, we agreed to it. We said, okay, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. We're not going to stop you, even though her mother had a notarized letter saying she disowned her daughter completely. Afterwards, we found out that, according to Jessica, she was forced to write in a letter in the furniture department of JCPenney saying that there was items that she did not want sent back to Memphis. Previous to this, we were trying to get her belongings sent out here to us. Her mother at that time said that her belongings were turned over to other family members and Jessica was not entitled to it until she was 18
according to your
years old.
paper, sir, to make a long story short, first
Right.
there was a custody battle that you had
Right.
with your former wife.
Yes.
And you retained counsel for that, and it was a costly process.
Right.
And that custody battle was ultimately resolved with your daughter living with you.
Right.
Now, you say you had a notarized letter from her mother saying she totally disowned her.
That's correct.
Did you write that letter?
Yeah, I gave up custody till she was 18, yes.
Does anybody have a copy of that letter?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. I mean, if you say you gave up custody, but that was not before there was a custody battle that was waging between 2 jurisdictions. Is that right?
Right.
This is from an attorney And this is a letter from you indicating that you, biological mother of Jessica Ann Thompson, relinquish all my court-appointed rights to Jessica, including physical custody and visitation, until her 18th birthday.
Right.
So you must have been really angry with her at that point.
I was.
Sure you
very, very angry.
Absolutely. All right. Now, you were so angry that when she wanted her property back, you said no. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Which forced you, sir,
Yes.
to start litigation to get her property back.
At Jessica's request.
Okay. So you got a lawyer for that.
Right.
That cost you money.
Exactly.
And then she goes to the mall, meets her mom, and then signs, according to you, in the furniture department of J.C. Penney, a letter saying, I don't want my belongings back.
That's correct.
And you had already paid your lawyer for that,
Yes.
et cetera. All right. So things started to get not so good.
Right.
But this didn't have to do so much with the belongings. You felt as if she was manipulating,
Yes.
which is what she had been doing from the beginning, Mr. Thompson.
Yes.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You didn't give them back, right?
No, I did not.
Why? Because you were angry.
I was angry.
Right. And these were her things.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jessica Thompson moved from her mother's home to her dad's. When she fought with Bob Thompson's new wife, she says he reneged on a promise to buy her school ring.
During this time, some point, she was going to graduate from high school and needed money for a class ring
Yes.
and the book and everything else, which is what all this is about. And you gave her how much?
We offered $300 to assist to getting the ring and the graduation announcements for the high school in Memphis that she was going to graduate from.
But then there was a big brouhaha in your house.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Okay. Following the initial meeting that she had with her mom, Jessica's attitude started changing. It wasn't a drastic change, but it was noticeable. But we were able to deal with it. In February, she bought the CD from a group. It was a group called Cake.
Cake?
Yes. What it stands for, I have no idea. But there was a song in there that she apparently thought that was a good song to listen to. Well, in our house, we do not allow music of this nature because of the language that's in there, the four-letter words, what they imply, the implications that come out of the music. When Jessica bought the CD, the little girl across the street had gone to the record store with her to get it. In our car, we have a CD player. Jessica put the CD in and played that particular song twice on the way home, according to the little girl across the street. Now, the little girl across the street, she's very religious, comes from a religious family and a strong background. So it was pretty offending to her, but she was also told by Jessica not to say anything about it.
Anyway, it started out with the CD with this group. Things got bad in your house, Mr. Thompson.
Yes. This was leading up to it.
Get to it.
Okay,
I mean, I've had teenage girls.
Okay. Well, because of the line that Jessica had told us about the CD and denying the entire incident, we felt it was best to put her on restriction. We told her she cannot do any after-school activities with her friends for a week. She was not allowed to speak on the phone after 8 o'clock at night for a week. And we felt this was reasonable punishment for a week's period.
Okay, because she lied to you.
Right.
Okay.
Well, she took very much offense to it.
Rules.
Rules, exactly.
And she broke the rules according to this.
Yes.
And then there was an explosion in your house
That's
with
correct.
your wife.
Right.
According to what I read here. Tell me about that explosion with your wife.
Okay. Jessica.
Why don't you step up here? Your name is?
Rhonda.
Tell me your version of the explosion that happened in the house, Jessica.
Well, I had gotten home from school to eat lunch and then go back up to the school because we had the play production rehearsal that night. And I was told by Rhonda that I was grounded, and I was told by my dad that I wasn't. So I was getting two sides of the story. So Rhonda came home early from work, and as I went to leave the house, she stepped in my way and wouldn't let me out the door. She grabbed me both by my arms right here, and she turned me around and she threw me against the wall. And then as I tried to move away, she pushed me back against the corner of the china cabinet. And then she finally sat me down in a chair and put her knee on me and then called my dad.
Rhonda, let's hear.
After I found out that Jessica wanted to go home, back to LA, I came home to talk to her about it, to find out if that's really what she wanted to do, or was she just wanted to go home because she didn't like the restriction, the rules, that we had set for her. In the course of the conversation, she goes, I'm not talking to you, I'm leaving. I said, no, you're not either. You need to stay here and we need to talk about it. And at the time, her dad was still at work, and he knew that I was coming home to talk to her. And when she tried to leave, I did stop her from leaving. I called her dad, and I said, you need to come home now. We need to talk about this. And that's what I did.
How did you stop her?
I did put her in a chair, and I said, you will sit there till I get your dad on the phone, and you can talk to him. We got him on the phone. She talked to him. She even told him, I'm not staying here, I'm leaving. And he said, no, you need to stay there till I get home. And she did.
She stayed? Mm-hmm. And when he came home, what was the discussion, sir?
I was trying to get both sides of the story to figure out what all went on. Jessica did appear to be very unruly. Rhonda said that she was swearing, saying that she was leaving, she was running away, she was going to take the car. It seemed to get way out of hand.
Okay,
Now,
so it all got out of hand. Bottom line is, you ultimately canceled the ring.
that's correct.
And you canceled the ring, why?
Because of what went on in the past, and that I did not feel that Jessica deserved the ring for what she went through. When I grew up, I was told whatever I got, I earned it. We all earn what we get in life. Okay? I didn't feel Jessica had deserved the ring, particularly from a school that she wasn't going to graduate from.
She was fine until the time she found out it was canceled, and she just demanded that we owed her.
We have a letter here stating everything that she wanted, that we owe her, and how, as a 17-year-old, it's okay to do whatever she did. It's clearly stated in this letter.
She disowned him. She said, "You're not my dad anymore."
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
What he gave her was nothing, a parent who wasn't there and a stepmother who was abusive.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jessica Thompson wants her father, Bob Thompson, to pay for her high school ring and to return her possessions.
Mr. Thompson, how much did your legal fees cost you?
All total, it was close to $3,000.
Did you have legal fees?
No.
Can I say one other thing?
Sure.
In the course of everything that was going on, and she was packing her stuff up and everything, we also found a letter in her room addressed to us from our attorneys from the last court hearing in February that Jessica had gotten out of the mailbox because she didn't want us to know what was in there. Up until the time we went to court in February, she kept saying, "I want my stuff, I want my stuff, I want my stuff." And in turn, she has called her mother and said, "No, I want to come back home." And it's presented in court, and it's in this letter that she steals out of the mailbox.
You two people made a mistake. And your initial mistake was that you forgot the fact that the two of you are the grown-ups, she's the child, and that you have a responsibility, despite the fact that you haven't been together for years, to have a united front with regard to a 17-year-old who doesn't like to live with rules. Because that's why she left your house, and that's why she left your house. Because she didn't like the rules. It cost you a lot of money, it probably cost you a lot of aggravation. Right?
Right.
Because you have to know that just as she probably told you some tall tales about what happened in their house, which caused her to want to leave, she told them a lot of tall tales about what was going on in your house, which caused her to want to leave.
But when I tried to call their house when she was back there to speak to Bob, they would never let me talk to her
She never
or
called
him.
the house.
There was a phone in Jessica's room that she had.
Listen, your daughter is 17 years old, madam. Right?
Well,
She's 17 years old. You signed a piece of paper really disowning her. Not only custody, but said visitation, which is really no contact, because you were angry. You've got to act like the grown-ups. In any event, I don't see that your father owes you a darn thing. Nothing. You didn't graduate from that high school. You graduated from a high school in California, correct? Right?
Yes.
So I don't see that that ring has any sentimental value, aside from the fact that he's your father. That's a rule. He makes the rules. You living with him? He said, as long as you're living with me and graduating from the school, I think you should have a ring. Here's the budget for the ring. It's $300. You didn't graduate from the school. You picked up, you left. Why should he give you anything? Why? You caused both of these people a lot of aggravation. Your mother and your father. You want to say that she didn't cause you aggravation? Were you going to say that to me? Were you going to say it to me?
No, she calls me aggravation.
Absolutely.
But the ring, on the other hand, he said it was a gift, the $300.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
You're still not following, madam.
Well, he
You're
didn't
still
tell me
not
he
following,
canceled it.
madam. You shouldn't be on her side. The two of you should be together so that she knows she has a mother and a father who are both people of goodwill, both responsible, but who aren't battling with each other.
You can't battle with somebody who won't speak to
Why
you.
didn't you give her back her things?
She didn't want them.
No, yes, you did.
No, she didn't.
No,
She wanted
listen to
certain
me.
items.
That's not true.
She wanted certain
That's
items.
not
That is
true.
true.
She wanted certain things.
Right. But she
And
made
you
out a list.
and you didn't give them back to her. You didn't give them back, right?
No, I did not.
Why? Because you were angry.
I was angry.
Right. And these were her things. You made him initially get a lawyer, go to court, and sue over the things that were, according to you, hers, because you were
angry.
Angry. So is he. So is he. He's angry that he spent $3,000 because he got stories from his daughter about how she was being abused and mistreated in your house. He brought her to his house, and within a relatively short period of time, she was being abused and mistreated in his house. She wants to go back to your house. Don't you see any similarity between the things that you wouldn't give back to her and the ring that he wouldn't give her?
No.
No? You're wrong. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Well, he's not excused. He may step out. I'll be back with you right
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy, rancher Steve Simon claims his ex-girlfriend, 32-year-old nurse Michelle Ayala, didn't repay a loan. She used her truck as security. He took the truck.
Order. All rise. quiet in the courtroom. Your Honor, it's case number 398 on the calendar, the matter of Simon versus Ayala. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Young lady.
You two folks, according to these papers, were in a brief relationship. You each tell lengthy stories about the abuses, deceit of the other. But bottom line, this lawsuit is about a loan that you allege that you made to the defendant.
Yes.
And you made that loan to her after you had already broken up, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Tell me about that loan.
Well, she gave me a phone call one morning, and she told me she wanted to move out from the place where her and her children was residing, and she needed $950 for the first month's rent and for the deposit. And so I was kind of reluctant to even loan her the money. And then I just asked her if I could have the pink slip to her vehicle for a security.
You said this to her over the phone?
Yes,
Okay.
and also in person.
But first you told her over the phone?
Yes.
And what she asked you for was $950?
Yeah,
Is that what you lent her?
that's what I lent her.
And tell me how that came about.
Well, she came over about 2 or 3 days later. She got on the computer and she typed it up herself.
Typed what up?
I have a copy of the agreement that we made.
Let me see.
Bailiff. And that would be Exhibit B. That was the agreement that we made that she typed up.
You remember signing that agreement?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So did you give her the money?
Yes, I did.
In a check form?
Yes, I did.
Can I see the canceled check, please? Don't show me a check receipt, sir. I want to see the canceled check.
Okay, well, I haven't got that from the bank. I just got the copy of the check, the duplicate.
The duplicate doesn't show me that the check was cashed, sir.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Mr. Simon?
Yes, I do.
Because her defense is an interesting one. And her defense is that you stopped payment on this check.
That's not true.
Well, it may not be true, Mr. Simon, but that's her defense, correct?
Yep.
So tell me when he stopped payment on this check.
He wrote the check on the 29th of May for the rent. I did indeed sign for the contract. He wanted more more than just the money. He wanted a relationship. I told him the relationship was no longer in existence. He canceled the check and left me and my kids with no home to live in.
He put a stop payment on the check?
He most certainly did.
How do you know that?
Because he asked for the check back from the landlord and ripped it up. And I got the money from someone else. And I have a notarized letter.
From whom?
From the person I got the money from.
Where is that person?
She's an 87-year-old lady.
So?
And here's a receipt that I got from the landlord when I rented the place.
Well, I'll see the rent receipt, but not a notarized statement.
Okay.
So just give me the receipt.
Your Honor, that's not true.
It was very easy, Mr. Simon, for you to prove that to me. It would have been very easy for you to prove that to me by bringing me your canceled check. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Now, you have the pink slip, so you took possession of the truck at some point.
30 days after the contract wasn't followed. Because it states in here, the contract, she was supposed to pay me payments of $200 a month for 6 months. And after the first 30 days, I tried to contact Michelle, but she was impossible to get a hold of. And
Just for my information, Miss Ayala, give me the name of the person that you say loaned you or gave you the $950.
Nadine Gabriel.
And who is that?
That is a lady that I take care of twice a week for over a year now.
You take care of her because she's at home?
Yes. It's like an in-home service.
Who's taking care of her today?
I don't do it all the time. It's just twice a week. I take her to her meals and take her to run her errands for her. She stays at home by herself.
Tell me when you asked her for this money.
When he canceled the check, I had nowhere to go. Nowhere. I had my kids. We had already started moving our stuff in. I didn't know he was going to cancel the check. Everything looked fine to me. I had signed the agreement, everything like that. He canceled the check. I went to her home after that, and I was profusely upset, not knowing what I was going to do with my 4 children. It was either live there or be in a shelter. So I was talking to her about it. She said, here, I've got the cash. I've got the cash. Here it is. She doesn't believe in banks, and she gave me the cash to pay, and that's what I paid for.
Fine. Give me her phone number.
Her number's...
So according to what you said to me, she's a pretty alert lady. There's nothing wrong with her mind, right?
Most of the time, yeah.
What do you mean most of the time?
Well, yeah, she's pretty spry.
Good. Let's give her a buzz.
Okay.
Why don't you all have a seat?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So I need not get into anything else here because you're a liar. Period. End of discussion.
And later today,
I didn't feel like we were going overboard, but
you never do when you're doing shooters of tequila and beer.
Hey,
After the first 2 shooters, you don't know whether you're coming or
never
going.
know.
Yeah.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Steve Simon claims his ex-girlfriend, Michelle Ayala, didn't repay a loan. Michelle says Steve put a stop payment on the loan check.
Order. Step up, please.
Now, Miss Ayala, let's try this again. This 87-year-old lady doesn't answer her phone, so I want you to write out her address. I'm going to get information on the phone to see if this is the right telephone number, because I can't imagine where she might be at this hour.
Well, if you need to let it ring and ring and ring.
I let it ring and ring and ring.
You need her address?
Yes. Would you write it out for Officer Byrd, please? Okay. Why don't you all have a seat here? Nadine Gabriel, Gabriel. Yes. Am I reaching Miss Gabriel? Miss Gabriel, my name is Judge Judy Scheindlin. Judge Judy Scheindlin. And I'm calling because I have a case before me. You know somebody by the name of Mrs. Ayala, who sometimes comes in to take care of you? Okay. Well, I have only one question for you. Did there come a time recently in the last year that you gave her $950 in cash? Did you give it to her? Did you ever give her, because we're in the middle of having a lawsuit decided now. No, all I'm asking you is, did you ever give her a lot of cash money recently, you know, in the last year? And the amount was, that she said, was $950. Did you ever give her that kind of money? Please do. Thank you very, very much, Miss Gabriel. You're a very honest lady. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Order.
Miss Ayala, let me tell you what you did first. First, you gave me the wrong phone number. But I'm smarter than you are. On my worst day, I'm smarter than you are on your best day. The second thing you did was that you lied to me. Because Miss Gabriel never gave you the money.
She did.
No, she didn't. She said to me, she said, she asked me for it. And she wanted me to lie for her and say that I did give her the money. She said, but I got too many cats to take care of. And I'm 87 years old, and I wasn't going to give her that money. So I need not get into anything else here, because you're a liar. Period. End of discussion. Now, who's got the truck?
Me.
So I'm going to deal with your counterclaim right now. You're counterclaiming for $5,000 or something because you say he damaged the truck.
Yes, he did.
Right? It's his truck. So if he wants to damage it, if he wants to throw it off a cliff, if he wants to run it into a wall, that's what he can do. And he wants his truck back.
Yes, I do.
You got it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Within 5 days, that truck is to be returned to him. I will prepare the order. 5 days, you get your truck back, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please.
Liar.
It doesn't matter.
Liar.
It doesn't matter. I have
I know it
the
doesn't
proof
matter
right
because
here.
you're a liar.
You're so
funny.
immature.
Look who's immature.
You're immature.
If you were,
You're fighting with a 12-year-old, Steve. That's
No.
immature, okay?
And now the next case.
Parties on Stitsworth versus Collins. Step forward.
47-year-old contractor Kenneth Stitsworth says that his old friend Mark Collins slugged him. Kenneth is suing Mark for medical bills.
How come you both look so nice and normal now? Hard to believe that you could go out and both get blitzed on an evening, which is what happened here, right? Went from one place to another, had a little drinking. Old friends, been friends for a long time, right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
And then, according to you, sir, he assaulted you. And you had medical bills. How long have you known him?
Mark and I have been friends for roughly about 20, 21 years, since about 1967, 68.
Yeah.
Good friends.
So what happened this night?
Well, firstly, I'd like to say, Judge, that there are 3 reasons why I'm here. The first one is obvious, that I'm here to retrieve the costs for the emergency room, number 1. Number 2, in completing this, I look forward to phone calls being stopped at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning discussing this issue. And number 3, I also want to make certain that there won't be any more phone calls to my partners in Northern California at my corporation up there, where Mark is called up drinking and asking for a position with the company. So I want to make certain that those 3 items are taken care of.
All right. So let me dispel any misconception for you, sir. I cannot give you a restraining order with regard to items 2 and 3.
Understood. And pardon me. I'm in hopes that after today that won't be necessary. I just want to bring that up as an issue today so that we can get that at least recognized. So that's my intent.
Recognizing it is, sir, it's like window shopping. I don't like to window shop because if I can't go in and buy something, I don't like to look at it.
Very well.
Similarly, sir, if I can't do anything about it, I'm not going to beat my gums when he's going to say, she doesn't have the power to restrain me from calling his corporate office.
I understand that. That's not an issue to me.
So, Mr. Collins, if you've been calling his corporate office, just some good advice from somebody who's been around the block a little bit, the wise decision would be to cease and desist. Enough said?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
No sooner did I say that, he wheeled around, sucker punched me, I say, and I could feel a lot of wetness on my face, and I looked and there was blood everywhere, and I just said, Mark, what have you done? Man,
okay.
What have you done?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 47-year-old contractor Kenneth Stitsworth says that his old friend Mark Collins slugged him. Kenneth is suing Mark for medical bills.
Tell me about this evening, Mr. Stitsworth. Come on, let's go.
Okay, the evening started out, Mark had called my home about 2 or 3 days prior to this evening and had asked to come up. I'm in the process of starting some new projects and didn't really have the time to go out and party, although it was the weekend when he was calling.
Okay, let me tell you this. According to these papers, because we were moving along, you thought you were going to discuss business.
I can cut to the chase.
Cut to the chase. That's what we want to get.
The situation is Mark did show up to my home, and we both decided to go out and meet 2 lady friends of mine at a restaurant that's there in the area where I live. We did do that. We went in, we had some tacos, we had a few drinks. Mark and I were drinking shooters of tequila and beer. I didn't feel like we were going overboard, but
you never do when you're doing shooters of tequila and beer. After the first 2 shooters, you don't know whether you're coming or going.
Know.
Yeah, you never.
But anyway, we got ready to leave. I decided it was about time to leave. We were going to go to another place to shoot pool, which we like to do. We walked outside. The 2 gals that I was with Mark, they both had their cars. I was going to go with one of them. They suggested I go with Mark because he had been drinking. And I said, okay, I'll go with Mark. With that, his car was parked on a real steep incline down in the neighborhood there. It was a dark street. I was following behind him, talking, going along, and he got just about 3 feet from the truck. And I said, Mark, you probably better let me drive. Why don't you let me drive? And with that, no sooner did I say that, he wheeled around, sucker punched me, I say, and I fell backwards, gravity pull, hit the top of my head. I didn't go out, but I got up right away. And I could feel a lot of wetness on my face, and I looked and there was blood everywhere. And I just said, Mark, what have you done, man?
Okay.
What have you done?
You ended up in the emergency room that night, and what was your emergency room bill?
The emergency room bill was $700 and some change, about $720 something, $727. I reluctantly went to the emergency room because I don't like hospitals, but nevertheless, these people advised me to do it. Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, I'd like to have it. All right, Mr. Collins, you're out in the parking lot.
We're in the alley proceeding towards my car.
Let's start at that point.
Okay, I'd come up to Seacan to do business the other way around instead of what he said. Okay.
You're in the car. You're in the alley.
I'm in the alley. He starts this rhetoric about, no, I can't help you out now. I just spent $100 on the tab, and now he wants to go to the next bar. And I'm thinking, I don't have any more money. I was the one paying all the tab. I'm up here trying to do business with this guy, and I've known him for years and what a con artist he is. And I'm fed up.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's not good judgment. You're trying to do business with this guy as a con artist.
This was like a last test, you know.
All right, so you were testing.
So I get fed up. I'm walking away. He's behind me, comes up, and he starts saying, I'm going to kick your butt. And, you know, and he pulls my arm back. And I go like that, and then I walk a few more steps, and he comes up and says, change the subject. And he goes, you better let me drive. And he grabs for my keys.
No. What's this? He grabbed your keys.
Well,
he said, you better let me drive.
He grabbed out my hand again.
What?
And he said he was going to kick my, you know what, butt. And I went, I don't think so. And I just went like that.
And you punched him.
And I punched him before he was going to punch me.
And you punched him.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. $727.60. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Judge. Excuse me. Step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Year-old Doris Fuller is suing chemical engineer Ray Lewanig to recoup costs for supporting his daughter, Roshika Lewanig, now 18. Ray says Doris took his daughter without permission.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 374 on the calendar in the matter of Fuller versus Lewanig. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may have a seat.
Miss Fuller, you're suing the defendant because you allege that he owes you money for the year that his daughter lived with you.
That's correct.
Now, this was sort of an interesting story. You took her into your home without his permission. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, why don't you tell me how that came about?
She wanted to finish her last year of high school down here to play basketball.
Where is down here?
She was at Paramount at the time, but I live in Dominguez District. She ran away before her father moved to Victorville with her friend. Her father went over there, caused a big scene, had the police involved.
Because his daughter ran away?
Yes. Rashika called her mother in Arkansas and had...
Sir, you and your daughter's mother were divorced, is that right?
We were divorced, ma'am.
And your daughter was living with you?
She let me keep her for the meantime. She wants to go down.
She was, in fact, at the time that we're talking about, living with you when she ran away.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is the daughter? That's you.
Rashika.
Now, how did you get involved with her?
Through basketball. I met Rashika when she was playing basketball with my daughter. I was the team mother for Paramount's basketball team. They didn't have a lot of support, and I went to all the girls' games. I took the
So that's how you got involved with her?
Yes.
So now we're up to a point where she ran away from her father's house?
Yes.
And somehow contacted you?
Yes.
And you said you can come and live with me?
I talked to her mother in Arkansas.
You didn't speak to her father?
No.
You called her mother?
Rashika called her mother.
Rashika called her mother, with whom she wasn't living at the time?
No.
And her mother gave you permission for her to live in your house?
Yes, I have the notarized. She came the next day. I have the authorization.
Okay. And she signed papers, her mother signed papers for her to live in your house?
Yes, and then we went to court, and the court gave me temporary guardianship.
Okay. With her mother's permission?
Yes.
But according to your papers, not with her father's permission?
No.
Father was not happy about this. Is that right, sir?
That's true. He said he didn't know where she was.
So how long did she stay with you?
From June the 17th, 1996 until June the 22nd, 1997.
Now, according to your papers, she played you like a violin.
Yes, she did.
You didn't know that at the time.
No. I looked at that beautiful face, Your Honor, and I believed everything she told me.
Now, you believed everything, all the bad things she told you about her father, that he didn't understand her, that he was verbally abusive to her. You believed all that?
When I first met Rashika, I could see that she was unhappy. She was crying a lot. I could tell she was an unhappy child.
So, Ms. Fuller, my question to you is, you interfered with a family situation. Because when she finally left your home,
yes,
she went back to her father, right?
Yes. After she graduated from high school, she went to college.
But she went back to her father.
Yes, he gave her a car and offered her money, and she left.
Whatever, she went back to her father.
Yes.
So this was a teenager in rebellion. She left her mother's house, right, to go to live with her father? Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am. That's true.
How long have you been divorced from her mother?
Oh, about 15 years.
And how long had she lived with her mother?
14.
And how many years did she live with you?
About a year and a half until she met Miss Fuller.
Yes.
Rashika's mom told me that she was financially unable to care for Rashika and her sister Renisha. That's when she sent them out here. This is what her mom said.
Doesn't sound right to me. You don't send two children to their father after they've been living with you for 15 years or for 14 years because you're financially unable to take care of them.
She said she had had an accident and was hurt and wasn't able to take care
Well,
of them.
when you met her, when she came to sign the guardianship papers,
yes,
did she appear to be injured to you?
Maybe.
What does maybe mean?
She seemed to, like she had a head injury, maybe.
She didn't have a head injury that prevented her from signing these guardianship papers.
No.
Or from understanding that she was turning over legal custody to you of her daughter.
She told me she was unable to care for her. Her father was abusive.
All right. I assume you have at least one teenage daughter?
Yes.
Just so you know that teenage daughters can be difficult sometimes? Well, yours aren't difficult.
My youngest one wasn't.
And what about the older one?
Well, they did good. All my children graduated from high school.
I didn't
never really had any problems with them.
Well, then you should be written up in Guinness Book of Records because most women,
very lucky.
most mothers who have teenage daughters know that they're a little difficult at times.
I was very lucky.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
At the time, I felt he didn't understand, but now that I see it, I'm, in college, and I see my sister going through getting disciplined, I understand she needs it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Doris Fuller wants Ray Lewanig to pay her for taking care of his daughter, Rashika. Ray says she took his daughter without his permission.
Now, I want to know why you think that this man ought to pay you anything.
Well, for child support, when the courts gave me temporary custody of Rashika, the judge sent us, Ray and Rashika and I, to go talk. We went to the IHOP in Compton. He offered me $400 a month child support. I said that was fine. Rashika and her dad left. When she came back, I asked her for the check. She was hesitant to give it to me.
What month was this?
In May.
That was a month before she left?
Yes.
Well, why are you suing for $4,200 if I believe you, that you say he agreed to pay you $400 a month, and then his daughter went back to him within a month? Why should I give you $4,200?
I had her for a year.
Right.
And when she came to play basketball...
I'm not interested in anything else. What I'm really concerned about is you took this child without her father's permission. You discussed the matter with her mother, not her father. Her mother gave you guardianship. You made no attempt, according to what you've told me, to get some child support from her mother, who was the one...
She sent me $75.
She sent you $75. You're suing him for almost $5,000. She was the one who gave you permission to take her daughter without his consent. He didn't even know where she was. Is that right, sir?
That's very true, ma'am.
Were you collecting welfare for her?
No.
Who was covering her medical insurance?
Her father paid her medical insurance. The one time I took her to the doctor, they gave me a $5 payment, and I paid that.
So she wasn't on anybody's welfare budget?
No.
Okay, sir. How much money did you give her in total to take care of your daughter after you knew where she was?
Well, I tried to negotiate with her because I saw my daughter in good, condition.
When was that? What month was that?
In May, right after the court hearing. We went to IHOP, and I offered, look, I can only give you $200 a month in front of her because, as far as I know, she was with her mom.
You mean before that you thought she had been with her mother?
Uh-huh.
And then you went to court.
I went to court.
This was in May of '97.
Yes, ma'am, May of '97.
And in May of '97, you went to IHOP and had this discussion about support. And how much money did you give her in May?
I didn't give her anything. I offered her $200. And
Right.
I thought she agreed, so I went to the bank with her, gave her the $200.
Did you
and
give?
I explained it to her. I can't afford $400 because I just moved out. I got 2 young kids now of my own from my new marriage. And she's not in my budget because I know she's gone.
Okay.
Gone back to her mom.
Step up here. You're the daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you go back to your father's house?
After we had in court, we all went out to breakfast and we cried. I'm sorry.
Okay. You were ready to go home?
Yeah. I had seen my little sister and my little brother, and my father, we talked things out, and I wanted a relationship with him again.
You think that part of the problems that you were having with your dad that caused you to leave were at least in part your fault?
When I was with my mom, I never got disciplined. So when he disciplined me, I rebelled.
When you say he disciplined you?
Grounded me.
Grounded you?
Took my car away.
And your mom never did those things?
No.
That wasn't wrong of him to do, right?
No, well, at the time, I felt...
You thought it was?
He was just all against me, and he didn't understand, But now that I see it, and I'm, in college, and I see my sister going through getting disciplined, I understand she needs it.
Miss Fuller, let me tell you what you did, madam. You interfered in a family situation. You had no business interfering with this family situation. Took it upon yourself to take this man's daughter, who was living with him, and he seems like a perfectly reasonable, responsible man, and according to his daughter, did absolutely nothing but discipline him in reasonable ways. Grounded her, took away her car, and she wasn't used to it because her mother never did any of those things. Now, the fact that she, to you, was upset and crying and seemed unhappy with her father, that's not a reason for you to interfere in a family situation. I mean, if you took some time, and if you let the situation take some time, there is a possibility that father and daughter could have worked things out. But instead, you hopped in there.
Your Honor?
Yes.
When Rashika called me, she told me her father did not have custody of her. Her mother had custody of her.
Miss Fuller, you knew she was living with her father?
Yes. We went to go get Rashika. Her mother and I went to go get Rashika. We took the Southgate police with us because Rashika and her mother said they were afraid for us to go there by themselves because he's a violent man and he had a lot of guns in the home.
Well, listen to me.
The Southgate police with us.
Listen to me. That was all a lot of baloney. She's back with her father. So whatever stories you got from either Rashika or her mother were not true Because if they were, and if she was genuinely fearful of her father because he has a violent temper and because he has guns in the house, she would not be living with him now.
Judge Judy is ready to rule. And later today,
So you gotta learn to get your story straight. Before you gave me some baloney story about you said yes, she was gonna pay her back, but then your check was all messed up and you couldn't pay her back. Come on, get it together.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Doris Fuller wants Ray Lewanik to pay her for taking care of his daughter, Roshika. Ray says she took his daughter without his permission.
You butted in, and if you butted in, you gotta pay. So your lawsuit against this man is dismissed. And I suggest to you that before you take in any other teenagers and take them away from their custodial parents, and he was at that time the custodial parents, you better make darn sure that there is a good and valid reason. And that sometimes means leaving it up to professionals and stepping back. You're a biological stranger from this family. He didn't give his consent. He had absolutely no reason to have his child removed from his custody, other than the fact that, according to her, and I believe her, he disciplined her by grounding her when she did something wrong and by taking her car away. He's her father. He has an absolute right to do that. So your lawsuit against him is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She took it upon herself. I told her again and again, this is blood related. You're nobody.
You hadn't seen her
I'm
for
the father.
11 months, Ray.
Of course I never saw her because you
didn't-
hid her from me.
No, I didn't.
And now the next case.
Parties on Sanders versus Murray. Step forward, please.
23-year-old Heather Sanders wants her former good friend, 25-year-old Jennifer Murray, to pay her back for the repairs on her car.
You two were good friends?
Yes.
How long had you been friends?
For about 2 years, 2.5 years.
And Miss Murray, you had an accident with your car?
Yes.
What kind of an accident did you have?
Repair problem. The car broke down and it needed some repairs.
So you asked the plaintiff if she would put it on her credit card.
Well, actually, I told her that the car broke down and she said that she could help me out, and then I agreed.
Doesn't sound 100% logical, but let's take it from there. So she put it on her credit card, the repairs,
Yes.
$627, something like that?
About $646.
And what was the arrangement as far as paying back this money?
The arrangement was that she was going to pay me half within 2 weeks after the day that it was charged, and then the balance within another 2 weeks, so altogether within a month.
What happened?
I never got any of the money back. Well, I got $100. What happened was a month went by, and she said, well, I have over half of the money, and I'll give you over the half on Wednesday, October the 1st. So I went to her house that day to pick up the money, and she gave me a $100 bill, and she said, well, I don't have any more of the money, and I will pay you back when I can. Stop calling me, stop bugging me. And basically, that was it.
Go ahead.
That's pretty much what happened. She said that I told her that I would pay her back all the money, and I made arrangements to pay her back a couple of weeks when I got paid. But something happened with my check where I didn't get paid right away like I was supposed to, and I told her that they messed my money up or something. And she said that didn't matter. She wanted her money right then and there. I said, well, my job messed up my check. I don't have it, so I'm going to have to wait another 2 weeks until I get paid.
So why didn't you give it to her after another 2 weeks?
That's when I gave her the $100. I gave her what I could. I didn't have the full amount right away.
Well, what was your arrangement with her?
To originally pay her back after a couple of weeks, but when...
That's not what you said in your answer. Did you forget what you wrote in your answer?
No, she said pay her back whatever I can, but whatever I can, just as long as I pay her back the money.
You know, you keep changing your story, Miss Murray. But bottom line is, you owe her the rest of the money. Total bill was what? $676.14. Is that the bill?
Yes.
Is that the bill?
Yes.
All right.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
I'm just going to remind you, Miss Murray, that you swore in your answer that the agreement was that you put it on the credit card and you would repay back small amounts, small payments, just as long as the statement was covered for the month. And that the reason you didn't pay her back all the money is because then she said she wanted it all back at one time. So you got to learn to get your story straight.
That is what happened.
Well,
That's
you didn't tell me that before. Before you gave me some baloney story about you said yes, she was going to pay her back, but then your check was all messed up and you couldn't pay her back. Come on, get it together. Okay. Judgment in this case for the plaintiff in the amount of $576.14. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. 9-year-old student Wendy Hickman wants her ex-boyfriend, 33-year-old Mark Fraley, to pay her for using her credit cards to repair his Porsche and paying other bills while they were together.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 418 on the calendar in the matter of Hickman versus Fraley. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
You were together for 4.5 years. You let him use your credit cards. You split up. You don't pay.
Correct.
What'd you give him your credit cards for?
Well, we dated for almost a little over 4.5 years, and he did not have a credit card. So on occasions when he needed to use a credit card.
Why didn't you have a credit card?
I didn't want a credit card. I didn't need one.
You had hers.
Didn't have hers. She had hers.
Did you use hers?
I didn't use hers without her being there. She was
I
there.
didn't mean that you used it without her knowledge and permission. Did you use her credit card?
We used her credit cards.
Did you ever use her credit card for things that was strictly for you?
Yes.
Like what?
Well, some car repairs.
Okay, and that was for your car?
Right.
So you did need a credit card for your car repairs?
Well, at the situation, I didn't really need a credit card. I could have paid for it myself cash, but it was offered the use of the credit card to pay for my car repairs.
So, chivalry being dead, you accepted?
Well, that's a different type of, I wouldn't say that. I'd say that the money was supposed to be used towards a vacation that I was going to be going on with the plaintiff.
How much did you charge on her credit card for your car repair?
About $850.
Did you pay
that
for
would
it?
be actually incorrect.
Okay. How much did he pay?
How much did he pay?
For the car repairs. How much did he charge on your credit card for the car repairs?
For the car repairs, about $1,400.
And how much of that did you pay?
I'd say I paid probably all of it.
Show me.
I can't show you. I can show you what I did pay, though. I can show you what I've paid over the years. Basically, the plaintiff had my checkbook. She wrote checks for me. She just said, okay, well, this is what we're paying, this is what I'm paying, and I just continued to pay.
Let me just see, sir, your checks for June.
There you go.
Okay. June.
And this is the statement. I paid $908. Your Honor, basically through our relationship, I paid for everything.
What are you showing me here?
Those are copies. I couldn't get canceled checks in time. The bank sent me the wrong statements. So I'm showing you a bank statement, and as well as a copy of my check ledger, which shows that I paid $908.
I'm not interested in your check ledger, sir. Okay. Now, what about Visa? Let me see the charges on Visa for his car.
They're right here. And I have payments. I mean, he was accredited, this is from October of 95 until July of 96. And there's, in the red, those are his payments. So I gave him full credit for everything that he did, or paid. I just want what he owes me plus the interest. It's accrued since. I agree that it's pretty lame that he charged on the credit card.
Very lame. Very lame. And
It wasn't a
nobody's
matter of me charging on her card. It's like, I want this, I'm charging on the credit card, and you're paying for it.
Okay. You owe her some money for the car repairs, sir.
But these other charges, I mean, are his that he made.
Your Honor, did she...
I would not have said that, yes, go ahead and use my credit
Your
card
Honor,
and I'll pay for this.
On the American Express bill that she breaks down for June, does she break down what would be my charges and her charges?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
why
she
wouldn't
does.
she want to do that throughout our relationship on the American Express
Well,
bill that I paid?
why?
We always do.
Just a second. Why?
Yeah.
She did.
No.
But maybe she did it in this month because, you know, you don't break up overnight, sir. Things start going bad in the months before that.
A couple years before that.
Right? Well, then you stayed in the relationship longer than you should have. You know, people have to be smart, both men and women. You don't commingle these assets and expect somebody else, courts, to waste their time going through a 5-year relationship, separating who bought Kleenex and who bought toilet paper and whether it was his toilet paper or your Kleenex. That's just not going to happen, madam. You look like an intelligent young woman. You don't let somebody else use your credit card.
I took his word. I thought
dating
he'd
for
pay.
4.5 years isn't being married.
I realize that.
Why after 4.5 years weren't you married? Huh?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, Mr. Fraley.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. You broke up in June.
July.
In July of 1996, correct?
Yes.
What I would like you to do is, assuming that this was valid evidence, which it is not, but assuming it was, I just want you to take out the sheet of payments that you made on the Visa and MasterCard on or after July of 1996.
None.
All right. So that what you're expecting me to believe, sir,
So everything was paid prior.
is that you were all up to date on the Visa and all up to date on the MasterCard. If that's what you want me to believe.
That's what I want you to believe.
No way. No way.
Your Honor, breakups are never good. I mean, through our 4-year relationship, I paid for, and I think the plaintiff will agree that I basically financially took care of her when we went out.
I would disagree.
Well, she can disagree if she'd like, but since I was making more money than her, I took more of the financial burden, and that was understood.
Except, sir, that when you broke up, there was an $8,000 bill due on Visa.
Okay.
That was a debt. That was a debt that...
It wasn't my $8,000.
Well, but a good portion, at least a portion of it, sir, was yours. A portion of it here has your car repairs, which were extensive, and you were making minimum payments due on the account. So then you break up and you decide, well, I don't have to make minimum payments anymore on the account. I'm not going to make another payment on the account, which is exactly what you did, because there is nothing in your ledger to suggest that after you kissed each other goodbye, you made one additional payment, which is really sort of outrageous.
I never knew how much money I paid all along, though.
Well, that's your problem.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I do believe him when he says that he paid for certain things in cash. Otherwise, you would have been a jerk to stay with him since he was earning 4 times as much as you were, right?
Yes.
Good.
And later today,
You don't, sir, ask her boyfriend to step up to the mic so that you can do fisticuffs with him. It's like Dumb and Dumber.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Wendy Hickman wants her ex-boyfriend, Mark Fraley, to pay her back for the use of her credit while they were together.
She's suing you for half of this $8,000, and I don't even know if half of it is yours. But I certainly think that your car repairs are yours. There are a lot of other charges here that are substantial, big ones. You know, did you go to Tahoma Lodge in Tahoma, California together?
Yeah, we did.
You went together and you charged that on the credit card, $232, right?
She charged it. I paid it.
You paid.
Okay, she would charge something, I'd bring cash, and I'd pay cash.
Who would you pay cash to?
I'd pay cash for everything else. It wasn't a matter of, okay, let's throw everything on the credit card. I wasn't walking around penniless.
Oh, just a second. I understand. You went to this lodge, and how long were you at the lodge?
Two nights.
Yeah, 2 nights.
2 nights. The truth is, I see what you mean. The lodge is paid for on here, but you also had to eat. You tip people. I assume you didn't go skiing or
I
whatever.
have my own money. It's not like I went penniless.
No, but he was with you, so I assume he paid. Cash.
No, not necessarily.
You know something? Truth of the matter is, I don't necessarily believe you either. I think that you put some things on your credit card, some things that are clearly his bills. But according to this, you did go on vacation, certain things you put on the credit card. But if you look down the same dates, there are no dates there, like for restaurants going out to eat, so that he probably paid some of the meals in cash, and you put some of the stuff on your credit card. And whether that balanced itself out 50-50 is anybody's guess. You still had an $8,000 nut. Nobody is going to figure this out. Certainly, I'm not going to award you $4,000. Because I do believe him when he says that he paid for certain things in cash. Otherwise, you would have been a jerk to stay with him since he was earning 4 times as much as you were, right?
Yes.
Good. So I don't think you look like a jerk. So I'm awarding you $2,000. Consider yourself lucky. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
So I was helping him out. He didn't have the money. He didn't have the credit to get a credit card. So I allowed him to use it.
I was making 4 times as much, so how come I didn't have the money?
I don't know. Good question. You just don't say on good faith that I'm going to pay you back, and you don't do it. That's just wrong.
But it's okay to take and take and take, and then that's all right.
You have a twisted view of our relationship.
And now the next case.
All parties on Welton versus Lunaria Restaurant. Step forward, please.
Harmonica virtuoso Danny Welton is suing restaurant owner Bernard Jacopi for not paying for his performance. Bernard claims the harmonica player's rude behavior caused customers to leave.
Mr. Welton,
Yes, ma'am.
you play the harmonica.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You do that for a living?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
According to your complaint, you had a contract with the defendant to play at his restaurant.
We had a verbal agreement because I...
Am I speaking? You had a contract with the defendant
Yes,
to
ma'am.
play at his restaurant.
Yes, ma'am.
You played there.
Yes, ma'am.
He didn't pay you.
That's right.
That's what this case is about.
That's right.
He's got a defense, and he says, you didn't play and you cost him money. So, your agreement was an oral one. How much were you supposed to be paid?
Initially, my band was supposed to get $350 for the band. I was supposed to get 85% of all covers.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I was supposed to be reimbursed for an ad I took out in the Hollywood Reporter.
Mm-hmm.
I got no, and also, something very important and very dear to me, he was supposed to feed my band, and he gave them nothing. Nothing.
No, that's not true. Even according to you, he gave him something. According to you, he gave him stale pizza.
Yeah, well, stale pizza. That was nothing.
They ate it.
They spit it, well, actually, they spit it out.
Mr. Welton, let me explain something to you, sir. We are not going to, in this proceeding, play with each other.
Yes, ma'am.
This was for a one-night performance?
One-night engagement.
And how many shows were you supposed to do in that one night?
2.
And did you do the first one?
Yes, ma'am, and it was packed.
Packed. And then there was a problem, according to you, sir, with the second performance. So why don't you tell me about it?
There was a drunken lady in the audience who started to heckle me.
Mm-hmm. What did you say?
You know, I'll be honest with you, Judge. I do not recall exactly. If I were to say exactly, I would be wrong.
Okay, so you started shouting things.
That's right.
How long have you been a performer, sir?
All my life. Since
So
I'm 3 years old.
I assume you've had people do this sort of thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
And
what
I
did
know
you
how to
do?
handle 'em.
So what'd you do?
I start throwing lines back at her to keep her quiet, hoping that would squelch the problem. And her boyfriend got mad at me and threatened to charge the microphone. And I said, come on. You know, he was going to come up there. I was, you know, I wasn't going to back off. I've never taken a half a step backwards in my entire life.
So what happened?
Bernard closed the show at that point.
Bernard, you closed the show down when that's was happening.
We were forced to.
Shh. You closed down the show. Is that right? Very smart. Exactly the right thing to do. So what happened next?
Well, actually, there weren't that many people there because it's kind of an early type supper club. You get your big crowd the first show, and sometimes I noticed that there's never even a second show. The first 2 times I played there, there wasn't even a second show.
Oh, you played there before?
Twice before.
Did he pay you?
Yes, the first time everything went well. The second time, he broke his agreement with me. He did not pay me the cover charges.
But you went back for a third time.
Well, I gave him another chance. You know, I'm kind of a sucker that way.
A sucker who never backs down.
That's right. Kind of an all-day, not back down sucker.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Welton marched around the bar screaming profanity that he was not going on until he was introduced because he's a very big star and he doesn't do things this way.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Harmonica virtuoso Danny Welton is suing restaurant owner Bernard Jacobi for not paying for his performance.
You didn't pay him, correct?
Correct.
You didn't pay him anything.
Not even a biscuit.
No, he gave you stale pizza, Mr. Welton. Mr. Jacobi, tell me why you didn't pay him at all.
The agreement was for 3 shows, like every other entertainer. He only did once. We had to reimburse the people that were there, and we had to
You
turn
mean
away
reimburse the people for the second show?
for the second show.
For the cover charge?
That's correct. And we had to turn away all the people that are coming for the second and third show. We had to close the bar. We lost bar revenue, and we lost show revenue. In addition to that, his manager, that's his present, had a tab for $80. Here it is, and he signed it saying he was going to pay it the following day, and never did come and pay it.
Well, that's not his problem. He is not his manager's
Well, he
keeper.
was representing Mr. Weldon. And in leaving the property, we have witness here. He assaulted our maitre d'. We have the copy of the security and the police report here. And it doesn't
Who's the
seem-
maitre d'? Step up, sir. What is your name?
Gerard Buck.
You have a complaint filed against this gentleman for assault?
I did file a complaint, yes.
How did he assault you?
On the way out, he elbowed me very hard and kicked me.
That is not true.
We called security, made a report, and then filed a complaint with the police. Made a report with the police department.
Were you escorting him off forcefully?
No, you can't go near him. I mean, he's out of control.
If I may, Your Honor?
You are the manager?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
You drink a lot.
Pardon?
You drink a lot.
No, that wasn't just for me. That was for other people in the audience.
Well, but you were buying.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Why didn't you pay the bill?
Because he said he's not going to pay us. And I said, you can deduct it from what you owe us.
Oh, was that what you said?
That's exactly what I said to him.
Oh, so you told him to deduct
the $80 from the amount of money he
from
owed
the
us.
$300.
Well, there were 28, Your Honor, if I may explain.
Sure.
It's a small showroom with a large bar off to the right-hand side of the performers in a large restaurant that opens up during the performances.
Your Honor.
Just a second. What is your last name?
Edel, Your Honor. E-D-E-L-L.
Mr. Riedel, were you there when this incident occurred with this lady heckler?
Absolutely.
Well, didn't you tell Mr. Welton that he behaved totally inappropriately?
No, I don't believe he did behave
Sure he
inappropriately.
did.
This man threatened him bodily.
No, he didn't threaten him until he started.
Oh, no, Your Honor.
Mr. Riedel, just pay attention to me,
Surely.
sir. He's not a comedian.
Yes, I am.
He's a You are?
He's also a comedian. He's a stand-up comedian, Your Honor.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
When you're performing, you're in somebody else's house. You, sir, are in his house.
Yes, ma'am.
He has invited guests into his house.
A couple of drunken ones.
That's possible. You weren't playing, sir, in a church. You were playing in a bar restaurant. And somebody was behaving badly.
Excuse me.
Don't say excuse me. I don't excuse you. Pay attention. You don't have to be a genius to figure this out. You just have to use a little common sense. If somebody is drunk in the audience, then what you do is you try not to have that escalate into a dangerous situation. Dangerous either for you, for the other patrons, for members of the band. And if a situation appears to be escalating, then you use good judgment, not that male macho testosterone that I've heard about so much lately. You walk off the stage and you approach the owner or the manager and you say, there's this lady out there heckling me. I just taken a quick break. See what you can do about this lady because I can't continue to perform. You don't, sir. Ask her boyfriend to step up to the mic so that you can do fisticuffs with him.
No, he invited himself up to the mic.
I know you said, come on up here.
Well.
You know, it's like Dumb and Dumber.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're supposed to be in charge. You're
Silver as
supposed
a
to
judge.
exercise good judgment. And good judgment is not closing down the show because you invite somebody to come up to the stage, somebody who is probably drunk because he's with a drunken lady, according to you.
Well, he charged the stage, so I said, come on, you know.
You know, Mr. Welton, you keep changing your story. I want to tell you something. You told me your story. You said, I don't back away from anything. He says, I'm going to come up there, and you said, come on. Dum-dum. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy,
Excuse me.
stole precious mementos.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Ma'am.
Judge, number 230 on the calendar in the matter of Garrett versus Bradford Ullman. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Garrett, this is your granddaughter.
That's correct.
Your name is Bradford?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're her boyfriend?
Yes.
You live together?
Yes.
And you have 2 children?
3.
3 children, but they're not your children.
No, ma'am.
Ms. Garrett, you're suing your granddaughter and her boyfriend
Yes, Your Honor.
because you rented them a house.
Yes, I did.
And you say that A, they did not pay rent.
That's correct.
B, they vandalized your house.
Yes.
And they took property that was yours from the house.
Absolutely.
When did you and why did you rent this house to them?
Well, Misty lived there prior for a year, approximately, prior to a year of her mom moving out.
So originally her mother lived there and she lived with her mother and her 3 children.
Exactly. And then the mother moved out and Misty...
That's your daughter?
My daughter. Misty didn't have any place to go, nor the money to go anyplace else. So I told her I would rent her my house, and I did.
What was the monthly rental?
$466. That covers my mortgage payment.
Now you admit, Miss Ullman, that you did not make one rental payment.
Yes.
And that's after you say you were served with an eviction notice from your grandmother.
Yes.
So you admit that you owe her that money.
Yes, I do.
There came a time when you decided to evict her.
Yes.
Can you tell me why?
Well, for one thing, they were not paying the rent, which I needed. I'm on a fixed income. I needed the rent money to cover my own expenses. I have enough to take care of my own personal needs, but not that of Misty, her boyfriends, or her children. So I needed the money for that. And the eviction started over the payment. There was also other problems involved during the eviction.
Like what?
Over the children.
What?
I heard verbal abuse from Mr. Bradford with the 3 children. I was very much concerned about that. They were going to ship the young boy off to Alaska to a father that he hardly knew, to people that did not know him. And I was very upset.
Her oldest child they were going to send to the father's house?
In Alaska, because he was causing problems. He does have a behavior problem. But
How
to
close-
me, you don't have to throw away children.
How close do you live to them?
I lived about 60 feet in a studio apartment that's on the same property as my big house.
Before you served them with an eviction notice, did you tell them that you wanted them to move out?
Yes, I did.
Are you sure?
I sent them a letter asking them to come to me to work out a payment plan for the rents owed.
How many months' rent did they owe you by the time they left?
She stayed there. They stayed there. May I have a drink of water?
Please.
They stayed there for 3 months. They paid me a total of $580.
Do you have proof of payment of more than $580?
No, I do not. I used money orders, and I gave the money orders to my grandma, and then she went to the bank and made the payment.
She says that you gave her a total of $580 during the 3 months that you were living there.
We were there for 3 months, and I did pay the first 2 months. The 3rd month I did not pay.
She says that one of the reasons she started eviction proceedings is because you weren't paying her.
No, that is not true. And
well, then
she's
do you have the
claiming...
receipts to show me 2 payments of $466
No,
each?
Your Honor, I do not.
And are you saying that the total they paid you was $580?
That's correct.
And she's also claiming that we owe, or that the rent was $466, which the mortgage payment and the insurance together is, but I was only responsible for $290 of it.
Why?
I didn't pay the insurance. That was not our agreement.
Just a second. Maybe when your mother was living there, it was split differently, but what was your mortgage payment?
$466.02, in fact.
You have proof of that?
Yes,
Cheryl?
I do.
Can I see it, please?
Your Honor, actually, the payments were $290 as they were when the mother lived there.
No. No. Who said so?
That's exactly how much they were.
She says that you had an understanding that you were going to pay whatever amount it was to cover her mortgage payment.
She's claiming $466, I believe, but that's not true, Your Honor.
Well, I want to see whether it's $466. She's
Oh,
going to
well,
show me.
the mortgage with the insurance may indeed be that, but that doesn't mean that was the agreement to pay that.
Well, why should she subsidize you? Where can you find a house for $466?
Well, I don't think that's the issue.
No, just a second. Where can you find a house for $466?
You can find them in Fresno. They're available. The people can scoff if they want. You're in Los Angeles. In Fresno, it's not uncommon to find a house for $450. It may not be palatial, but it'll be something that you can live in.
Well, was this a nice house?
Yeah, it is a nice house. It's an older house, 70 or 80 years old, and it's very large.
Right. Well, $466 doesn't seem to me outrageous. Sir, do you work?
Ma'am.
Do you work?
Do I work?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
What kind of work do you do?
Well, I just got a job as a production supervisor with a poultry company.
What were you doing during the time that you were living with Ms. Oman in her grandmother's house?
Well, you mean, was I seeking employment or was I working?
No, were you working?
No, at that time I wasn't working. I was seeking employment.
Well, who was supporting you?
I received unemployment.
How much?
$400 a month.
And were you working?
No.
Why not?
Well, I have a few things that I'm a recovering addict alcoholic, and during that time I've been seeking therapy and help for myself and for my kids, and that...
Well, you certainly weren't living on $400 a month that he was getting from unemployment insurance, so you must have been subsidized by the state in some way. Is that right?
Yes.
So you were receiving welfare?
Yes.
How much?
A total of $620 a month.
So you were receiving $620 and he was getting $400. That's $1,000 some odd a month, more than enough to pay Grandma's mortgage.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
While she was involved with drugs, involved with alcohol, she had 2 more illegitimate children with 2 other men. Now, Mr. Bradford, you can understand why her grandmother was slightly frustrated.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lavelle Garrett claims her granddaughter, Misty Oman, and Misty's boyfriend, Tom Bradford, did not pay rent, stole, and damaged her property. Misty says her grandmother is trying to control her.
Now, let's get beyond the mortgage. Let's get to this vandalism. You have photographs of the house?
Yes, I do. It's under the green tag there that you have. I also have the color ones for you if you would like. Those are copies.
I'd like to see the originals, please. One of the things, Miss Garrett, that I'm sort of surprised at, well, I'm not faulting you because, you know, you came prepared for this lawsuit, but that you took such care to prepare this lawsuit when your granddaughter was involved. So my sense is that there's something more to this than just this property damage. Did you have a fight with her about sending this young boy to Alaska?
Yes, I did.
When did you have that fight with her?
It was after the eviction.
No, Your Honor, that's not true. It was prior to the eviction.
Okay, I couldn't be mistaken about that, Your Honor. I'm not sure. I mean, there's been an ongoing argument about this child for a long time because of my concern for his welfare.
Did you ever ask your granddaughter if your grandson could come and live with you?
He did live with me for 1 year. He was in my custody for 1 year. At this time, as we speak, he is living with my daughter.
With his maternal grandmother?
Right.
Is that through the state?
No.
By agreement?
By agreement between Mr. Bradford and Miss Oman.
Well, what does he have to do with it?
You tell me.
Nothing is the answer. I'd like you to look at some of these photographs and tell me whether any of this looks familiar to you.
I'd also like to add, Your Honor, this is a very sad day for me to have my granddaughter in court. I have loved this young lady for 24 years, and this is very, very sad for me to have her in court. But I've had it. I'm up to here with her, the men she's been dragging in and out of her children's life.
Your Honor, I'm trying to be polite and be reserved and be respectful of the court. And, you know, I'm just going to take a chance here and speak out. You know, I'm a good human being. I'm not going to be ashamed of the fact that I'm in between jobs. Many people in America are in between jobs right now, and it's nothing to laugh at or to be ashamed of. And I met Misty some months ago in March, in fact, and we developed a relationship, and we had a good relationship. In fact, her suitor, Bob Magretta, hired me to do a number of odd jobs for him while I was in between jobs, and in fact, after the eviction, offered me work and offered us a place to stay in one of his apartments that he rents. And we have a letter here stating that, saying you can come and live in one of my apartments and you can continue to have your job. We're not bad people. And I love her children and I love her. And we're planning to have a future together.
Mr. Bradford, let me stop you, sir. I don't doubt certain of the things that you said to me. You don't fall in love with children after 6 months. As
I didn't say I fell in love.
Just a second. You said I love the children. You say you love her and you love her children. You don't love her children. You don't love her children. You may tolerate 2 of them, certainly. You didn't love the third one. The third one was being sent away thousands of miles away from his siblings because clearly he was not thriving in your home, and he was probably, in all probability, you don't send the child away unless they are particularly troublesome.
He was going for a 4-week vacation, Your Honor, to see the father who she summons down to help with the child within the last few years. If you ask her, she'll tell you.
Just a second. That's not what it says in the answer.
When the doctors at the psychiatric facility recommended that we allow him to try to work out some of the unresolved issues by visiting with his dad.
Mr. Bradford,
What do you think the unresolved issues are, sir?
Well, I'm not a professional in the psychiatric field, but
so you're not a professional, and you've been in this family for 6 months. You've been involved with these 3 children for 6 months. You have 3 children. Were you married once or more than once?
Once.
Once. And the father is, the person who lives in Alaska is the father of all 3 of your children?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, how many children is he the father of?
1.
1. And the other 2 children, do they have the same father?
No, Your Honor.
So I want you to listen to me very carefully, Mr. Bradford. What she said is she's had it up to here with the men that her granddaughter has brought into the lives of her grandchildren. And right now, very simple. I mean, just on its face, Misty acknowledges she had a substance abuse problem. Hopefully she's in recovery. But the bottom line is she has 3 children by 3 different men, only one of whom she was married to. She has a little boy who was clearly suffering as a result of A, his mother's addiction. She was, in all probability, neglectful of the children while she was involved with drugs. That's clear. You don't have to be a genius to figure that out. While she was involved with drugs, involved with alcohol, she had 2 more illegitimate children with 2 other men. Now, Mr. Bradford, you can understand why her grandmother, who has probably been around for all of these tragedies that have gone on for her grandchildren, is slightly frustrated. Well, so don't tell me, sir, that we're good people, and I love all these 3 children, because this lady has heard that before. Well, you have to understand the frustration.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Am I guessing at the fact that each of her 3 children have 3 different fathers?
No,
not guessing at that. And I'm not guessing at the fact, sir, that you don't know one thing that went on in this family from your own personal knowledge for the last 10 years.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Airline technician Lavelle Garrett says her granddaughter, Misty Oman, and her boyfriend, Tom Bradford, owe her for back rent and damaged property. Misty says it all started when she sent her son away.
Now, all I want you to do is look at those photographs and you tell me whether any of that damage to her property looks familiar. Just look at it.
There are some things that I am responsible for, but
like
some
what?
of this, for example, the broken portable closet, no. This screen.
What are you responsible for?
This screen right here, the cat potty.
The what?
The feces, the cat feces that they left in my bathroom floor, plus cat litter in my kitchen with cigarette butts and cat feces in it. The pictures are all here.
You're not suing for that much money. Right now, you're almost to the amount of money from back rent.
This coffee cup right here that's broken on the porch, somebody threw that at the window. And
Keep
I asked...
Keep going.
Your Honor?
What?
The doorbell was removed because he took it down. It didn't work. He took it down. He was going to repair it. Grandma said that she didn't have the money to repair it, so we just left it on top of the refrigerator. This stuff is all just a mess from moving.
Just a minute. What do you mean it's a mess from moving? Why did you leave a mess when you moved?
We were moving, so we had stuff
Who was supposed to clean it up?
No,
Missy, who was supposed to clean it up? Did you come back and clean up your mess after you moved?
Yes, this stuff we took with us.
I'm talking about the mess after you left. Cat litter, cigarette butts in the cat litter, dirt all over the place. Did you come back and clean that up?
No, my grandmother did not want me to come back to clean it up.
Did you? You mean you called your grandmother and said, I left the house a mess, I want to come back just for a day just to clean
No,
up the mess?
my grandmother made it very clear, do not come back.
The sheriffs escorted her out, and when she forgot 1 or 2 items inside the place in her, hasty exodus from the residence, they wouldn't even let her back in to get those items, okay? And so, when a sheriff's there and the kids are all on the porch crying, and she's trying to get her stuff and get out. I'm not making her out to be an angel, but she's a good person, Your Honor, and I love her. And you see her sister over there crying, and I'll tell you why she's crying, because you're making her out to, you're guessing, and I respect your position.
I'm not guessing, Mr.
No, that's
Bradford.
exactly what you're doing.
Listen,
That's exactly
I'm not
what you're
guessing,
doing.
sir. Am I guessing at the fact that Miss Oman has 3 children? Am I guessing?
That part you're not.
Am I guessing at the fact that each of her 3 children have 3 different fathers?
No,
not
you're
guessing
not.
at that. I'm not guessing at the fact that she was addicted to drugs and alcohol. I'm not guessing at that.
No, ma'am, you're not.
I'm not guessing at the fact that you've been involved in this family for less than a year. I'm not guessing at that.
No, you're not.
And I'm not guessing at the fact, sir, that you don't know one thing that went on in this family from your own personal knowledge for the last 10 years.
Well,
you don't know that.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Miss Garrett, listen to me. Don't rent them an apartment anymore. I don't know if he's going to be long-term or short-term, whether he's going to be as long-term as the other 3 guys that were in your granddaughter's life. I haven't a clue. You've sued for very little money, slightly over $1,100. They owe you at least $800 in rent. That's your lawsuit. $1,184 is what your lawsuit was for. There is, based upon what I've seen, the mess alone in that apartment, as far as I'm concerned, takes at least $300 to clean up that kind of disaster. So, you tell me that this was a painful thing for you to do.
Yes, it is.
I not only think it's painful, I'm not so sure that I would have done it. I would have just said, from now on, I'm not going to bail my granddaughter out, and I would have eaten the $1,100. You chose not to do that, and I can't fault you for not saying, I'm going to chalk it up, and from now on, they're on their own. It's sad that you brought her to court. She owes you the money. She owes you the money for rent, and she owes you the money for cleaning up the mess that she and her boyfriend left in your house. Judgment is for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,100. That's it, Miss Garrett. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next judge suing Foster's son, Dustin, for bills he ran up on her Sears credit card.
Order, all rise. All rise, please. Quiet in the courtroom.
Judge, it's number 132 on the calendar in the matter of Trevino versus Reeder. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Miss Trevino. Mr. Reeder.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Reeder Sr. Step up here. Mr. Trevino, according to your complaint, you and Mr. Reeder Sr. were living together, correct?
No.
He wasn't living with you?
He stayed with me for a month.
Stayed with you. I paid the rent.
Just a second. He stayed with you for a month. This is his son.
Yes, ma'am.
He also stayed with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And while they were staying with you, you let Junior use your Sears credit card.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Well, we were good friends, and he was just starting a job, and there was stuff that he needed, like tool chests and stuff, and he promised to pay me back when he started working and started getting an income, and I trusted him. He's a nice kid. But now that Senior and I are no longer seeing each other, he doesn't want to pay me.
Why didn't you ask your father for money?
Because I like Sears tools.
Because what?
I like the tools that Sears put out.
So?
She had a Sears charge card.
Go ahead, sir. Maybe you can answer for him.
Actually, what happened, Your Honor, when we got together, and we were there a lot longer than any 2 months.
Well, first it was a month, now you say it was longer than 2 months.
It was a lot longer. The relationship went on for about a year and a half. Mr. Trevino's credit card was not being able to be used at the time, and I paid it up. Brought it current. The Sears credit card, I paid up the Sears credit card where it could be used. I paid up her Visa credit card, which they never let her use it. Okay, at that time, my son could have asked me for the money, but I didn't even know they were going out and buying the tools. She took him to Sears and started it on her own while we were still together. And as we were living together for quite some time, over a month, things went on between them. He could have gotten the money from me if he'd have asked me for it.
Well, that's what I want to know. Why didn't you ask your father to borrow the money for your tools rather than asking Miss Trevino?
Because she had a charge card for there.
But he had the money.
I never came up to ask him for that, Your Honor.
All right, so now you used the credit card. How much did you charge on her credit card?
About $1,100, Your Honor, or so.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did you pay back?
$1108.45.
You have proof of that for me?
Your Honor, what I have is my check register.
And what does it say in it?
That I have made payments. I have 9 checks totaling the amount of $508.45.
Is that made directly to Sears?
Sears and Mrs. Trevino.
Let me see it. Do you deny that he gave you these checks, madam? He's got them in his book.
He gave me checks for the rent when he was living there.
Some of this, how much rent?
He was paying $200 a month.
There are charges here for $32.45, $38, $75, $63.
For what?
I don't know. It says to Sandra Trevino. Let me see your Sears bill, please. Was she charging you rent?
I paid her rent on my own will, and I never wrote her a check for rent. I just given her cash.
What do you mean you gave it of your own will, sir?
I was told I didn't have to pay rent, but I paid her anyway.
That's not true.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I was the one paying the rent at the time.
That's not true.
Out of my own money. That's why he didn't have to pay rent.
He said he was giving her cash.
He did give her money, but like I said, it was because he wanted to.
So you say, sir, that you repaid her $508 by check, and this is for the tools that you bought on the Sears card. Is that right?
Yes.
But you also say you paid her cash.
Yes.
Twice.
Yes.
How are you going to prove that to me?
What? Ma'am, I have no... we were friends at the time. I didn't think I needed a receipt for that.
Well, but you paid most of the money by check. Why would you pay $600 of it in cash?
Well, because I would go cash my check, and I'd just give her the cash instead of the check.
Why did you give her some checks? All of them were under $100. And then what you opted to give her in cash, you gave her in $200, $300 payments. That doesn't sound logical to me, sir.
Well, at the time, I had the cash on me. And the only reason why I didn't get a receipt was because I was living with her. She was seeing my father.
Did he ever give you cash?
No, ma'am.
He did not?
No, ma'am.
Okay, return this to him. Yes.
He did give her cash, Your Honor.
No.
And I've given her a lot of cash even since then.
No, I believe
a couple of times I didn't ask for receipts. Then at the very last, she started writing me receipts. I didn't bring them with me, but she did write me some receipts.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
She stole her car out of the shopping center before Christmas, and I got blamed for the car.
This is getting fascinating.
And later today,
I did see a cat, and I saw them, running after the cat, and I did see a cat.
I'm not sure I believe that you saw a cat.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sandra Trevino says 26-year-old tow truck operator Dustin Reeder used her credit card and didn't repay her. Dustin says he paid her back in cash.
Ms. Trevino, why are you suing him now?
Because they were going through some bad times, and he didn't have any money. He went to jail for a couple months. The kids were trying to run the business, and they weren't making ends meet. And I was actually helping them keep the business going. While he would, and I
What
thought
kind
it
of
was
business?
Towing business.
Automobile towing?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you incarcerated for a period of time, sir?
Yes, I was.
For how long?
I was actually in jail for 45 days.
For what?
Because she had stole her car and I got blamed for it.
You're lying.
That's right. She stole her car out of a shopping center before Christmas, and I got blamed for the car, and I didn't involve her in it. I took the heat because my lawyer advised me to take the heat, so I took it.
Explain. No, this is getting fascinating. This is much.
Hey, it's the truth. You can check it out with the courts.
Well, can't check it out with the courts. If you pled guilty, sir, and served 45 days, then you pled guilty to something. Explain to me, she stole a car.
That's right.
Out of a parking lot.
That's right.
How did you get involved with it?
Well, when I first met Mrs. Trevino,
He tried selling it to cop.
she didn't have a car. She had problems with her car. I gave her the money to go out and put a down payment on a new car. When we started squabbling, she couldn't make the payments. So then she decided, it was insured, she decided that she would take it and collect the insurance off of it, which she did.
You're a pathological liar.
Wait just a second.
The car,
Pathological.
you didn't collect insurance?
Mr. Trevino, shh. Go ahead.
The car,
So she reported the car stolen.
that's right.
Ah, it's coming together. She reported the car stolen. And then the plan was for her to go out and sell the car when she got the insurance money for it. Is that right? Am I right?
You're close.
Well, tell me where I'm off. Tell me where I'm off.
Anyway, as it turned out, I got caught with the car
How did you get caught with the car?
because somebody did some work on it, brought it back,
You mean did some work on it to sort of
changed the VIN numbers. Changed the VIN numbers. Brought it back. I got caught with it. Okay? And like I said, at that time, I never brought it up. I never one time said anything about it to the law or anything. I just went to jail for it.
Well, you knew that
And
it was,
believe
you
me,
knew
I
the
believe me, I
scenario,
wish I
so you
hadn't.
weren't blameless, sir, right?
I was partly blamed because I got caught with it.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I drive a tow truck.
Your father's tow truck?
Yes.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. These tools that you bought from Sears, what did you need them for?
I like to work on cars.
Sounds to me, with the exception of this young man, these people all deserve each other. Well, I'm going to give you credit, sir, for the following. I believe that you gave her checks towards the Sears bill of $1,100 in the amount of $500, leaving a total of $600 left. Now, I want you to look in my eyes and tell me whether you gave her an additional $600 in cash.
Yes, ma'am, I did. In 2 installments.
Hmm?
I have given her $600 in cash for the tool bill.
For the tools?
Yes. On
You
the
gave
Sears
her
truck.
extra money for rent
Yes, I was paying her $200 a month for rent.
in addition to the tools. Is that right?
Yes, every month I stayed there, I gave her $200 a month.
Ms. Trevino, I believe him. This young man, I believe. I don't know if I believe either of you two people, but I believe him that he paid you. This lawsuit is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Pathological liars. They're known liars. That's all they do is lie.
And now the next case.
Parties on Brown versus Silberg. Step forward.
32-year-old retail manager Paul Brown is suing his building manager, Greg Silberg, 52, because his dog fell off the roof when a cat frightened it.
Mr. Silberg, are you the owner of this building in question?
No,
Or are
I'm
you
the owner of the management company.
Okay. And this is a 3-story building.
Correct.
You, sir, live in that building?
Yes.
And how long have you lived there?
I lived there approximately about 9 months.
And you have a dog?
Yes.
That dog?
I have 2 dogs.
But that's the dog in question?
Correct.
You were going into your building?
Actually, I was going to walk my dog on the, and I was going to visit a friend on the 3rd floor. And
In the building?
In the building.
And your dog did not have a leash on?
They both had leashes on them. I took them in the elevator, walked up to the 3rd floor. I went to knock on my friend's door on the 3rd floor, which is right around the corner from the sun deck. And I had both dogs in one hand, on my left hand. And they saw a cat. This was late at night, about 10:30 at night. They saw a cat. They got loose. As I was running up the stairs, the dogs already were up on the patio or the sun deck, and that one fell. He was down below, and that was it. I mean,
Just a second. Did you see the cat, sir?
yes,
Look at me.
Yes.
Did you see a cat?
Yes, I did. I saw a cat.
Late at night.
That's how they darted out of my hand.
Late at night, you're ringing a bell,
Knocking on the door, correct.
knocking at a door, right? Like this.
Correct.
Where was the cat?
The cat was to the left going up to the sun deck.
I'm not sure I believe that you saw a cat. That's first. I do believe that your dog ran up to the sun deck, fell off, right?
Right.
And you're suing him for $5,000.
Correct.
Tell me why.
Well,
because that's the dog. The dog is here.
Right. First of all, I have pictures before and after with Sendek look, like before and after, and as well as the medical bills, which ranged into approximately about $1,300, $1,400. And for my dog's a championship dog, and I was actually going to breed him. I have papers on him, and as well as I have the notice from the city of West Hollywood saying that sun deck was not properly permitted, and if they had the proper railing on that sun deck, my dog would have never fell. And that's why I'm suing him for $5,000.
I'll see all of his pictures.
And this is the medical bill. And I also have a letter from the doctor stating the condition of the dog.
Who found the dog?
Phil found the dog. He was downstairs waiting for me.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Can I say something?
Do you feel as if you must, sir?
You've kind of said it all, to be honest.
Then why don't you just be quiet?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Paul Brown is suing building manager Greg Silberg because his dog fell off the roof. Mr. Silberg says the dog should have been on a leash.
Describe the dog when you found him.
Well, I was standing outside, and I heard the loud noise, him hitting the concrete. When I found him, he was unconscious, tongue hanging out of his mouth. He was bleeding from his mouth. I went and grabbed a towel, picked him up. He was stiff. I didn't even know if he was alive anymore. And I found a pulse. I took him into the apartment, found a pulse, called the veterinary hospital, and we drove him immediately to the hospital. He was unconscious for a couple days.
When you found the dog that night, and I want you to think very carefully, sir, did the dog have a leash?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Because I found the dog.
A couple of things. I don't understand how this dog got away from you if you were holding both dogs in your hand with the leash.
I had them both on one hand as I was knocking on the door of the third floor. And I did see a cat, and I saw them, running after the cat, and I did see a cat. And he went off, the other dog, because I called them both,
Just
I
a
called
second.
both their names.
So what you're telling me is you had both dogs
In my left hand, correct.
in one hand.
Right.
And you couldn't control holding on to the leashes of both dogs.
No, because actually when they saw the cat.
Well, the cat's not his fault.
Okay, but the balcony's his fault.
Just a second.
He broke the law. The law, I mean, that balcony was not properly permitted. If that balcony was properly permitted, that dog would have never fell.
This is not a place that you didn't know about. You knew about this place. Now, I'm not saying he's not in some way responsible for not having it properly gated off. I looked at the gate that he put up there. Your dog can get through that gate.
Yeah, but if
Just a second. If that's a proper gate that he put up afterwards, that little skinny dog can get through that gate and could have gotten through that gate that night. So could a cat.
Not running that fast.
What do you mean not running?
Not running. A dog cannot get through that gate. Those bars are approximately 4 inches apart. Now, if a dog's running at full speed, a dog cannot go through that gate.
You mean he'd have to stop and wiggle through?
He would have to stop.
Just
He
a second.
would realize that no.
He would realize. The dog would realize.
He would realize that he would not be able to get through that gate going that fast. That's why the dog fell, because he was going so fast and he didn't see the drop. That's why the dog fell. Now, if that gate was up there, the dog would have stopped.
This gate, sir, is not designed to keep out dogs and cats. It's designed to protect people. Dog and cat owners are responsible for taking care of their own pets.
Correct.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Just because there is an accident doesn't mean somebody has to pay you. That's not what the courts are about, sir. This is a people protector. And the fact that you suggest that a dog at full run couldn't go through there, that may be. Certainly, a cat can wiggle through here. Certainly, a small dog can get through here. The design
but not
of it,
at full speed.
I don't care whether it's full
If
speed.
it's chasing, if the dog's chasing a cat.
You're never going to get through to him. Never going to get through to him, sir. Not every injury results in an award of money. You are responsible for keeping control of your dog.
And he's responsible for keeping the railing. I mean,
yes, sir, and I will tell you something else. If somebody chased you up on the roof that evening, and you fell off the third floor because there was no adequate railing, you could sue him for a lot more than $5,000 because he is responsible, if you lived, and if you could breed, because that's what you're complaining about. But because there was no bar or gate there, that's not the reason your dog fell. Your dog fell because you dropped the leash. And your dog
but I didn't drop the leash, Your Honor. The dogs got away from me. I didn't drop the leash.
Mr. Brown, sir.
Can I say something?
Do you feel as if you must, sir?
You've kind of said it all.